Fall has always been my favorite season. I love watching the leaves turn, wearing oversized sweaters, and sitting around a bonfire on the weekend with my closest friends. I also love anything spooky. As a child, I thrived on Halloween, always having the most creative, elaborate costumes and makeup. Not to brag, but I won awards, multiple awards for my costumes throughout the years. But as they say, opposites attract, and it's true for friends too. My friends group consists of 4 other females and another male who all love summertime, beach days, and things like matching shirts and trending photos. They don't believe in the paranormal, and some of them even come from religious backgrounds and aren't allowed to dive into the paranormal. In the summer of 2017, I spent too many days on the beach with them, pretending I could play volleyball and that I loved sugary, sweet, fruity drinks. So they had all promised to come with me on a spooky trip of my choice in the fall. I was so excited, I had all the plans in place 2 weeks after they agreed. We loaded up my Ford Explorer one weekend with all our suitcases and the obligatory road trip snacks and playlist. We headed somewhere I had always wanted to stay, the Cecil Hotel. Known for many mysterious disappearances and paranormal occurrences, it had always been on my bucket list to go to. I rented us out the 2 most haunted suites, and we had plenty of activities planned. The first evening after we got settled in, we decided to grab dinner at a local spot not far from the hotel. After, we retreated to our separate spaces and I gathered my things to take a quick shower to wash up, since we had been confined in the car all day. I hopped in the shower, did a quick wash and rinse, and when I went to reach for the water to turn it off, the water went ice cold. I jumped and screeched and tried turning the knob, but it wouldn't budge. So I leapt out of the shower and wrapped myself in a towel. By then, my friend Sarah had come to check on me through the door, and I hollered, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'll explain later." Once I quit shivering, I started to silently cuss out the old plumbing in the building and continued my nightly routine. It was time to turn in. It was only around 10, but we were all beat. As I was lying in bed, scrolling through social media, posting pictures from my day, I heard this faint knocking and thought my friend Haley might need something, so I walked over to the door, peered through the peephole, but no one was there. I opened the door, looked down the hallway, and no one was there either. Okay, the hot water could be explained by old plumbing, but that knocking was rather weird. I retreated back to my bed, peered at the clock, and saw it was already after midnight. Thinking I better turn in since we had a fun brunch plan the next morning, I climbed under the covers and turned off the lamp. I drifted off to sleep rather quickly, but was woken up by the sound of traffic. At 2 a.m., in a hotel room? That's when I noticed the drapes moving in slightly. The window was wide open. I don't even open the windows in my own home to sleep, so I know I didn't open this one. I rushed over to close and lock it before once again climbing under the covers. I was quite rattled, so it took me probably close to a half an hour to fall back asleep. As always, around 4 a.m., my bladder decided it was time to get up and go. On my way to the bathroom, I felt something was off. I just had that feeling of being watched. I rushed to the bathroom like a child afraid of being chased by a monster. Once I finished and washed my hands, I was just about to reach for the light switch when all of a sudden the lights went out on their own. I tried to turn it on 3 times, but nothing happened. Assuming the bulb just burnt out, I flipped the switch one last time. It was bright as ever. I stayed up after that. I was shaken up from the entire night's experiences. That day we had a full schedule. I had planned a ghost tour of the grounds, as well as a visit to nearby shops and restaurants. The usual things you do when on vacation. We left the hotel around 8 a.m. and didn't get back until 10 p.m. I was exhausted. I quickly washed up, grabbed my tablet and phone, and got into bed. While answering some work emails, there was a large thud from the bathroom. "Do I even want to know?" I said out loud. but I figured I'd better go make sure something wasn't leaking. Nope, not a leak. Something worse. Or better, because it wasn't really a mess. You decide. What I was seeing was my toiletries bag on the floor, my teeny travel bottles of body wash, shampoo, and conditioner, all three spinning in circles. That was it for me. I wasn't spending another night in this room, at least not alone. So I explained the occurrences to Haley, and to my surprise, she had experienced things too. The slippers she brings everywhere went missing that night before, and in the morning she found them neatly placed outside her hotel door. Around the same time I was waking to find my window wide open, she was woken by a loud bang on her door. When she peered out the peephole, no one was standing there, but she sensed a presence beyond the door. She said she almost called me but didn't want to sound crazy. So we spent the last night huddled in my room. We watched a really cheesy, light-hearted movie and slept next to each other. I'm not ashamed to say it. The vibe in that place from the time we stepped foot into it was off. It's a trip I will never forget. The whole group experienced things, and even the most skeptic one of us said that the trip changed her entire outlook on the paranormal. Well, I'm a little jealous of this one, because the Cecil was on my bucket list, but has closed down. I've heard it's not for the faint of heart. Anyway, if you have a similar hotel paranormal experience, friends, let me know. As always, you can email your story to the address in the description below. Subscribe for daily paranormal stories from here through Halloween night.